All right. One of the most frustrating things for a lot of beginning podcasters who are doing an interview type show is getting all the info from their guests in a way that's organized, in a way that's, simple for you, the podcaster. That's what matters. You want your back end process to be something you can handle well. I'm going to show you in this video how you can create a guest intake form using free resources like Google Forms that will get you all the info you need. Stick around. All right, Carrie with Podcastification and Podcast Fast Track. I'm going to show you a simple Google form here that you can actually copy and then modify all the content to fit your show. Let me get myself out of the way here and we will look at the form. All right, so right up here, such an amazing podcast, you can create your own artwork to go in the header. And what we've got here, a little introduction for the guest. Have you listened to at least one episode? I do that because I want people to know what show they're going to be doing. You can put your podcast URL there on Apple, on Stitcher, on Spotify, whatever, so they can go there and listen and they can answer. We're encouraging them to subscribe to your show for various reasons. You can include the link to your Apple podcast right there so they can go do that. And then you want their name, you want their tagline or title, you want their company or brand, and then you want them to complete and sign this guest release. Now, this is my guest release, and I'm showing it to you because I want you to have one similar. You can use the verbiage here. I've borrowed this from a guy named Gordon Firemark. He's an entertainment law attorney, and he has given me permission to use it and actually gives permission to anybody to use it. So modify it to fit yourself. If you click on this link, it's going to take you right over to this page. I've integrated it with HelloSign. HelloSign has a free account. You can set that up for yourself, and you can create one of these for yourself. So I'm going to show you what that's like. I'm going to put my email address and verify my email address. Let it go through, and it says we just sent you an email. So I got to open my email. All right, and here it is. Click here to sign guest release. I click on that. It's going to give me a link that I need to go through to review the document. And here's what the actual guest release looks like. Now, I'm going to include a link to this in the description for this video so you can see the actual thing and you can download it and modify your own thing. So here, see, I've got the header for my show. I'm going to put my name, click initials that I acknowledge all these different things, sign, and date. And the date will be the date that they click if you're using HelloSign. And then you click on the get started thing after you fill it all out, and it's going to submit wherever you tell your HelloSign account to submit it. So that's easy enough. All right, let's go back and let's look at the form some more. You want their bio. You want their contact email. You want them to tell you why they'll be a great guest on your show. And I would encourage you be selective. Only take people that fit your show and your audience and will truly bring value. You want their phone number in case you get disconnected or in case you need to contact them before the show for some reason. Ask them about items they'd like to highlight during the recording. Get their Facebook profile, their LinkedIn, their Instagram, their YouTube, their Twitter, their whatever. You can copy any of these and reword it to get more information if you want. Here's a place where you can have them drop a link to a headshot. So that's going to be something they have on Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that. They're going to give you a link where you can download that. Other high-res images. This is in case you want their company logo or their brand or a book image or something like that you want to be able to include in your show notes or description. They drop another URL here to that resource, and then a thank you. Now, obviously, you can add or take away any of these things that you want to include on your show. And again, I'm going to leave a link to this form in the description on the show notes. Now, let me show you what you'll find when you go to that link. It's going to take you to this. This is the back end of this particular form. What you need to do is go over here to the three dots, make a copy, name it what you want to name it, and then change the destination folder to something that's in your Google Drive folder. And then you've got your own copy and you can modify it however you like. Let me show you some of the things you're going to want to modify. First of all is this image up here. You're going to do that by going to this customize theme, click right here, change out my image for yours, and away you go. Then it will give you options to change the theme color, and these options will be based on the colors in your image. So it's going to look pretty cool to match your brand. You can also change your font style down here if you want. You can make it more formal. You can make it real scripty. You can make it playful. I don't like any of those, so I just go with the basic on this. All right. Now, some other things you'll need to be aware of. If you want to send this form to someone, or you want to get the link that you're going to send your guest to, this is how you do it. You click on the send up here, go to this link icon right here, and you can even shorten the URL and copy that URL. That's what you're going to put on your website for guests to apply to be a guest, or what you're going to send to someone if you're asking them to give you intake information. You can also embed this form on your website. You can change the width, you can change the height. The code here will automatically change. You copy it and you put it in your website. You can click here to collect email addresses. It's going to warn them that their email address is going to be recorded and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so you need to know that. You also can go up here and change some of your other settings. There's general settings that you can adjust here. There's presentation settings, and then there's quizzes. You can even create quizzes out of these forms. So that's pretty cool. So once you got your form the way you think it looks best, go to this eyeball icon right here, and it will show you what your form looks like. That's what we were looking at earlier. So again, this is a simple way to get information from your guests. Now, where are you going to find all this stuff? Well, the form itself gives you a response tab. So once you have responses, you can see them start to populate here, and there will be response number 1, response number 2, all that. That's okay. I don't like that myself, though. I will click this spreadsheet option, and I'll tell it create a new spreadsheet. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to create a spreadsheet, and every cell is going to be populated by every question you've asked on the form. Now, don't do this until you have your form done, because if you do, and then you add things or take away things, your spreadsheet is not going to have the right columns in it. You can always delete it and create a new one, but to save you that step, wait to do this until you finish that form. So I'm going to go ahead and create it, and then it's going to show me that form. Okay, it's going to open it. It's going to put it in the same folder in my Google Drive where I have placed the form. Okay, so it's going to give me a timestamp, and then every question across the form is going to be the questions that come into the spreadsheet, and each row will be a different submission, or if that makes sense. All right. Now, one thing I would recommend for you to do as well, go up here to Tools, click on Notification Rules, and make sure you set this so that you get an email every time a user submits a form. And you want it to be a daily digest or right away. I always choose right away. And then you click Save. And it's going to send you an email to your registered email with Google every time somebody submits that form to be a guest on your show. So, going back, it's an easy way to get the information where you don't have to mess with it. You can have this set with a filter in your Gmail to forward to an assistant or something like that if you want. It's a great way to get the info from your guests and make it easy for you.